KSC presents Pitbull pregnancy stuns dog owners and vets. Making the decision to adopt a dog can be a tough one. After all, a dog is more than a pet. It's a member of your actual family. Having said that, adopting dogs from shelters can be one of the most altruistic ways to bring a pet into your home. Not only are you adopting a loyal and loving pet, but you are also giving them a second chance at life. Chris Hughes and Mariesa Caliguara are what you would describe as a dog couple. With a house filled with pets, they wouldn't blame you for thinking that they were a little crazy. Chris and Mariesa had 8 dogs living in their home by 2013, but they weren't done adding to the family. At the Cuyahoga County Kennel, Chris and Mariesa would get to meet a heavily pregnant pit bull named Story. It was clear from the first meeting that Story had an affinity for Chris and Mariesa. The employees at the shelter informed Chris and Mariesa that Story was pregnant and likely expecting a little soon. After taking Story home from the kennel, the full weight of what they had decided bore down upon them. As Story continued to grow bigger and bigger, Chris and Mariesa realized that something was wrong. Pit bulls typically take anywhere from 56 to 63 days to give birth to a litter, but Story was rapidly falling behind that deadline. Was something wrong with the newest member of their family? Chris and Mariesa would take Story to the vet for the ultrasound that would rock their world. As the ultrasound results appeared on the screen, the vet began to count all the little puppies in Story's belly. Instead of the 6 pups that the animal shelter had predicted, Story was pregnant with 12 puppies. That's right, Story had a full dozen puppies in her belly ready to give birth. What was stopping her? After talking to the vet about their options, a few paths were quickly crossed off. The vet made it clear that Story needed to give birth soon to survive. However, the veterinarian could not safely perform a C-section due to Story's specific circumstances. With no real solution in sight, Chris and Mariesa knew that they had to figure something out. Stress and trauma, it turns out, can directly and negatively impact the pregnancy of an animal. Story was simply worried, stressed and scared. After being abandoned by her prior owner and then locked in a kennel, it made sense that Story was still enduring some trauma. Suddenly everything made sense. With a firm direction to work in, Chris and Mariesa began working around the house to make it perfect for Story. They decided to create a private and safe space for Story to relax away from the rest of the family. Wouldn't you know it, by the next morning Story had given birth. What had once been a seemingly endless pregnancy had suddenly ended without a hurdle. Overnight, Story had given birth to 12 beautiful and healthy puppies. Chris and Mariesa were overwhelmed by joy and appreciation for how the story had ended. Thanks to Chris and Mariesa, Story got to have her pups in a safe and healthy environment before moving on to her forever home. If you have ever wanted to show your animal loving skills to the world, consider working with your local animal shelter as a foster parent. Trust us, the animals and shelters will appreciate you. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to subscribe.